Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, how are you? I welcome you in Pakistan International School TIES virtual learning class for grade second year and for the subject biology. Today we are going to start chapter number 16, that is about support and locomotion. Before, you have done chapter number 14 and 15, in which we have studied systems of a human being, in which we have studied respiration, and in chapter number 15 we have discussed about homeostasis. Now we will start chapter number 16, support and locomotion, and in that today we will see our first topic, that is about a structure of bone and cartilage. Dear students, if we see the topic support and locomotion, it means in this topic we are going to discuss about that system of the body which gives us support and which provides us locomotion. What is that? That is definitely human skeleton, because we are going to discuss about human beings. So we are going to talk about human skeletal system. Human skeletal system, it consists of bones and cartilage. Bones which are joined with cartilage with other bones and with other organs or places. So actually human skeletal system is having very specific and very important functions. In that, number one, it gives us support to soft tissues which are present in our body, and support to ourselves as well. And we are going to discuss about the movement later on in this chapter, because movement is also provided by human skeleton, movement of different type of muscles. So actually, the study of bones and cartilage is called osteology. Osteo means bones and logy means a study. So study of bones and cartilage, because cartilage is also mandatory part of the bones and skeletal system. Okay, so first of all, we will discuss about structure of bone. We will focus on structure of bones first. When we just know about the structure of the bones, how it is formed and what type of cells are present over there, then we will move further to the human skeletal system. Okay, so if we see structure of the bone, in that bone tissues are present, cartilage is also part of the bone. It is also having fibrous connective tissues. Bones are also supplied with blood, with arteries and veins, and it is also having nerve tissues. That's why our bone grows, and as well as due to nerve tissues, it can feel the sensations. Okay. Bone, its external structure, if we discuss about its external structure, you can see here, this is the long bone of the body. For example, the thighs, that is femur. So if we just see its structure, its broad parts, that is called epiphysis. This broad part, that is called epiphysis. This is also epiphysis. The long portion which is present between epiphyses, the two ends of the bones, that is diaphysis, and that is also called shaft. This is its internal structure. We are going to discuss internal structure in a few seconds. Okay, now we will see its internal structure. So, internal structure of the bone is composed of three parts: periosteum, lumen, and endosteum. You can see here first of its external portion, external structure, and then that is called epiphysis, the broader part, and the central one long, that is called shaft or diaphysis. That is because on the upper side, that's why it's called proximal epiphysis, and the lower one is called distal epiphysis, and inside that the longer one, that is called diaphysis. Okay, so if we talk about these three important parts, so first we will talk about this in between, deep inside the bone, that is empty, and there are no cells, so that's why that is empty. That's why it's called lumen, and that lumen is having yellow bone marrow. You can see this is lumen, or that is called medullary or marrow cavity, because it is having a yellow bone marrow inside it, and that is also having arteries and veins. Above that, like this is, if we talk about the upper layer of the bone, that is called periosteum. So periosteum is the outer connective tissue around the bone, and the inner region of the bone is called endosteum. Outer is periosteum and inner is endosteum, that is means inside the inner part of the bone. The endosteum further consists of a peripheral part called compact bone and the inner bone mass called spongy bone. So you can see here is the spongy bone present, which is having the red bone marrow. And if you see, this is compact bone, which is present all around this bone, but up to the shaft. If you can see here, here is a spongy bone. So it is having a red bone marrow. This is spongy. You can see its structure because it is having spaces among them, and these spaces are called trabecular cells. They are called trabecular cells. So I think you have felt when you just eat chicken's meat. So you just find this long bone, soft from here, easy to chew, because this is spongy here. Inside it is having spaces. So in endosteum, peripheral compact bone, and inner spongy bone, and a red bone marrow it is having, and this is the part where red blood cells are formed. As we know that bones and bone marrow are having the function of formation of red blood cells. So the basic functional unit of bone is called osteon. Actually, osteons are the cells by which the bone is formed. But there are certain types of cells which are present in the bone, and those cells are almost 4 in number. So we'll discuss one by one. First of all, we can see here there are osteoblasts. Osteoblasts are actually bone forming cells, or we can say osteogenic cells. You can see here in the diagram, here at the edge of the periosteum there are osteoblast cells. They are actually forms bone matrix, and when the bone cells are formed here, they move towards insides, and then they form osteocytes which maintain bone tissues. So osteoblasts are bone forming cells that synthesize and secrete unmineralized ground substance, and means the basic substance, but which is unmineralized. There are no minerals deposit in these cells here. Once the osteoblasts are surrounded by a matrix, because forms bone matrix, these are the cells, first of all, they don't have mineralized structure. They are unmineralized substances they are having. After that, they're going to start to make matrix, bone matrix. Then they become the osteocytes. When they are surrounded by what we can say matrix, they are called osteocytes. Mainly the bone forming cells are there. Actually they start to make bones, but because osteocytes maintain healthy bone and they form bone tissues, so they also regulate calcium in them, and they are they secrete they secrete enzymes and influencing bone mineral content as well. So now mineral is going to be deposit here in with osteocytes, and calcium. They also maintain calcium release from bone tissues to the blood. So actually bone maintaining cells, because here the calcium is going to be regulated and other minerals are going to be regulated here. So that's why they are really, in real case, they are the bone maintaining cells, which maintains the bone tissues, which make the bones stronger. Third type of bone tissues are called osteoclasts. Osteoclasts are the cells which resorbs bones. Okay, if we discuss here osteoclasts are bone destroying cells, and they also do how they are bone destroying cells, because they are going to have the bone resorption of function. It means they do demineralization of the bones. They deposit calcium and phosphate ions in the blood, and they help to maintain a growth and a repair of the bones. Old cells are going to be destroyed, or in that, what happened, they eat up those cells, or they demineralize those cells. And with the age, with the growing age, what happened, we know that bone is getting demineralized cells. So in that osteoclasts, number of these cells are going to be increased. So here the fourth form of osteogenic cells are given. So these are osteogenic cells. Osteo means bone and genic means to form. to produce. Actually, these are the stem cells. What are stem cells? You know very well that stem cells are those which are used to form further the cells. In the lining of these um, and these cells, osteogenic cells, are present. So in the time of need, they are gonna um, produce and divide, and they form osteoblasts, and then they are converted into osteocytes, and according to the need, they are going to become osteoclast cells, which are deep inside these endosteum. So with the bone, to study cartilage is very important, because bone with the bone is connected with the help of cartilage. So human skeletal system is also having with bone cartilage system. So let's discuss the structure of cartilage. Cartilage is not strong as bone, as you have like studied in the previous classes. Cartilage is, we can say, the soft bone. It is not as strong as bone, but stiff indeed, and more flexible than bone. If we talk about its structure, it is having matrix inside it with the collagen fibers. There is lacunae and chondrocytes. The cells of cartilage are called chondrocytes. Cells of bones are called osteocytes. As well as, it very, very important thing here, that it does not have blood vessels. So it does not have blood vessels, so it heals very slowly. It heals up very slowly. So how does it take a nutrition? If we compare both of the cartilage and bone, so bone repairs very quickly as compared to cartilage. It just gets diffused nutrition because arteries and veins are not present in the cartilage. If you see this structure, this is structure of internal structure of cartilage. If you see this one, that it all is which is present here, this is matrix, and it is a gel-like substance which contains many collagenous and elastic fibers. Elastic fibers, you can see here, elastic fibers are present, these blue lines, as well as this is filled with the jelly-like substance, that is matrix. So the cartilage matrix is covered from both of the sides from with that layer of the cells that is called perichondrium. And this is also perichondrium on both of the sides. Actually, blood vessels are present in these perichondrium, but not deep inside the the matrix, but just here on the perichondrium. So when the blood flows through here, so all the nutrition just diffused inside the cartilage. Now we can see in the diagram the chondrocytes in lacunae. There are empty spaces here. These spaces are form the cavities. There are many small cavities which are distributed in the matrix. These are called lacunae. If you see this one, this all lacunae which contain cartilage cells, and these cartilage cells are called chondrocytes. So unlike bone, what happens? Cartilage does not have embryological stage. Human skeleton is made up of cartilage, not of the bones. So after that, that cartilage, most of the cartilage is replaced by bones. It is replaced with the bones. A few cartilages that remain in adults, just in like adult stage, that is of three types. Now we are going to see the types of cartilage according to the deposition of minerals in according to its structure. So we see that the first one is hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage is present at the end of long bone, in the nose, at larynx, and at trachea. In the C rings of that trachea, this whole trachea is made up of what? Hyaline cartilage. And if you see at the end of these long bones, these are long bones. We have discussed the structure before. Here, cartilage is present. So that cartilage is made up of long bone, as well as larynx, and that is also present in the nose as well. Hyaline cartilage, you can see its structure. So there are collagen fibers in less in number. If we see the fibro cartilage, so we can see here that it is present in the discs of vertebrae of our backbone. Between, for example, this is one vertebrae, this vertebra, that is another one, and in between these two there is disc present. This disc supports and helps the movement of this vertebral column, as well as it gives a support from any injury. So it is made up of cartilage, and that is called fibrous cartilage. You can see here there are collagen fibers, lots of fibers are present. So if we see, it is also present in the knee, in the knee, cartilage is also present. Then we see the third type, that is called elastic cartilage. In elastic cartilage is present in ear flaps. We know that ears are very much flexible, as well as epiglottis, which has to move frequently at the required time, and it is we know that is the covering of glottis, and it covers the opening, which is the same opening for both the windpipe and food pipe. So that is its cover. That is also made up of elastic cartilage, and you can see here elastic cartilage. That is a matrix, and lots of elastic fibers, elastin fibers are present in elastic cartilage. That's why it is too much elastic, and it can move easily and bend easily. Last but not the least, we are going to see comparison between bone and cartilage. If we talk about collagen, so collagen is densely packed in bones. That's why it is strong and very hard and stiff, as well as for the stiffness, there is another reason, the deposition of minerals. But in cartilage, the collagen fibers are loosely packed. These fibers are loosely packed. They are not strongly stick together. They are not packed very tightly. Cell types, if we see, so bones are having different cell types: osteoblasts, osteocytes, and osteoclasts as well. But in cartilage, one type of cells are present. They are called chondrocytes. Blood vessels are not present, are present in the bones, but they are not present in cartilage. So mineral deposition is too much higher in bones, such as calcium, carbonates, phosphates. So especially calcium phosphate and calcium carbonate, due to that hard bony structure is formed, but in cartilage no deposition of mineral is there. That's why that is soft and flexible as compared to bone, but not so not as much as that it can bend too much, but it just give somehow less friction and less like flexibility to our skeleton, and helps in the movement as well. External covering of that is bones is called periosteum, and the covering of cartilage is called perichondrium. You can see here around the bones there are long bones, and there in between that is cartilage, and that is covered with another layer. So and that is synovial layer, and this blue one is synovial fluid. We will discuss it in the joints as well. So that is cartilage, which makes the bones flexible to move easily. So that there must be very less friction. So otherwise the bones, when they rub together, so what will happen, they can be damaged easily. Their cells can be exposed, or veins can be exposed, nerves can be exposed outside. There can be pain. It happens in the joint pains, arthritis, and other disorders of skeleton, or sorry, joints. So we will discuss in next few lectures, inshallah. So dear students, I hope you understood it, and that's it for today. That was a very easy structure of bone and structure of cartilage. Now you got the difference, and you can easily distinguish where the cartilage is present and what is the function of bone and cartilage in our body. Wish you all the best. See you inshallah in the next lecture.